Hi YouTube, welcome to my new show called Complaints. Today, my first complaint is rules on dogs. Don't get me wrong, I love dogs with all my heart. But we buy dogs and adopt them, but what else are we going to do? The only thing we get to do with them is keep them home and some other crap. Look, what I'm trying to say is, all we do with listen, when we go to places, we try to bring our dogs. One day I was going to the beach, and I see a sign right there that says, "No dogs allowed." Why? Any other beaches I go to, I see dogs everywhere. But I asked the guy, why aren't dogs allowed? He says, "Oh, well, 'cause they bite people, and it's scary, and they poop all over the place." Well, this is what I wanted to add to a sentence. Listen, for the one reason is why they bite people is because either they're hungry, self-defense, or they're probably a bad dog. But there never should be a bad dog, because only bad dogs are created by bad owners. And if they're scary, have you ever seen a they probably have seen Cujo. Maybe that's why they're scared of dogs. But and the other reason is they poop all over the place because the dog's gotta go. I mean, you don't blame me for when I have to go to take a giant turd in the bathroom. I mean, the person, well, when I'm using the bathroom says, "Hey, you can't go in there, you're taking a poop." I gotta go! Next up, I go to stores and I see a sign that says, "No dogs allowed." The only time I see a store where the dogs are allowed is when the person is blind. They can't see. And they need a dog to help them around. That makes sense. But when I go into the store, it says no dogs allowed. I can understand that people might be allergic to dogs. That I can get, but you can't understand who is allergic to dogs. I mean, you don't see somebody walking around with a shirt saying, "Hey you, I'm allergic to dogs." Second off, what I don't get is how people usually treat their dogs for what they do. One day I was walking my dog, I stumble upon another guy walking their dog. This guy, when my dog was just barking to her like, "Arr, arr, arr, arr," and the owner tries to avoid my dog barking to the other dog, I just thought of it when I got home. I realized that when they're barking to each other, they're actually just talking to each other. That's like if I'm walking around my neighborhood and I stumble upon one of my friends. They come around and some big dude that's double my size comes up to me and says, "Hey, you can't be near that guy because you're talking to him." Okay? What does barking do? It may annoy people when they're trying to sleep, but what if it's during midday? Okay? Next off is how people treat their dogs. They give them lousy food. That's like if mom went to my mom only bought me cereal with no milk. You pour the cereal in there, yep, that's food. My dog, when I first gave my dog dry kibble, she looked at it like this. "You expect me to eat this?" That's what my dog was probably thinking. I mean, this stuff looked like crap. But now I realize my dog wants something that she might want to eat. So that's why we buy the dry kibbles and we buy canned kibbles, canned food. It's all wet and stuff. It may seem gross to us, but the dogs love it. We mix it around in the dog food and the dog eats it. Seem cool? Yeah. Okay? Next up, and people are concerned about dogs begging. All dogs beg. They give us the sad eyes. Like that. Okay? The reason why they beg is dogs have a really big appetite. Okay? Like, people go up to say, "I just fed you. You should not be begging." Okay? That's because the dog want more. Yep. But also, what I don't get is when my dog digs in my yard, my mom or my dad yells at the dog. But think about it. My dog smells something and she wants to go find it. And she realizes it's underground. She wants to find out what that is. And she wants to figure it out now, so she digs there. Okay? My dog didn't know that my mom took a lot of work on that patio work. Okay? So my mom starts yelling at the dog, and she thinks that the dog hates her. The dog freaking loves her with all of her heart. the dog loves her, but the owner hates the dog. How does that match? How? Doesn't match that well. And when the dog poops in the house, usually people are mad because the dog pooped in the house. Yeah, you're a bad dog. You poop in my house. I have a lot of work to do with all my carpet. If it's drywood floor, then it's a different story. Depends on what you got. Okay? But if the dog goes in the house, it doesn't really matter that much because you probably didn't let the dog outside before you left. And what other people are concerned about is when dogs sit on the couch. Maybe they don't like the dog on the couch. Oh, why don't you like the dog on your couch? Oh, that's because the dog. Why do I not like the dog on my couch? I just don't like her on my couch. I don't care if my dog's on my couch. It's just fun to tease her. But everybody just hate their dog on their couch. Why? Oh, because they leave fur. Okay, maybe I should have said that before I started imitating that person. But listen, the dog sees it. You're laying on it all the time. They're thinking, wow, it must be comfortable. Sit on there. It is. Real comfy. So that's why they sit on there. And that's pretty much all I got for today. Tune in next time for Complaints by Kyle Then. This is Kyle Then. See you later.